Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? John and I are here to review the remake of
Not
Candyman.
remake. Be My Victim. Not a remake. It's a sequel.
Well, sequel. They said sequel slash. Yeah, sequel.
It wasn't really a remake.
It was a sequel. The new Candyman. Yeah, the new Candyman. You know, some people were saying a remake, but it's really
no, it's not a remake. It's an expansion upon the myth. They expand upon the mythos. Yeah, it's a sequel. It's not.
Yeah, the new Candyman.
I think people thought that originally it was going to be a remake.
Yeah,
and maybe they were, but then they made it a sequel.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of. I mean, I liked the approach. I liked the visual style. And the music and the use of the shadow puppets was really cool. It's a lost art form. You know. Oh yeah, that was Andy Gibb. My sister had that. Did she have that on 8-track?
I don't know.
She might have it on 8-track, I think.
Probably.
And that was back when I had an 8-track tape player on my stereo. I got my parent, and then I remember at McCory's they used to have a bunch of 8-tracks and. Not cassettes, but 8-tracks and record LPs for $1. And then you can find a good one, but you had to look for them.
A buddy of mine, his parents had a hearse and they had an 8-track player, but there was also, you had an adapter so you could put cassettes in. Anyways, while Jason's yawning already, Candyman, it's produced and co-written by Jordan Peele, you can tell he's really into horror movies.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, it's a continuation of the first story, kind of. It's a proper sequel.
Yeah.
It's I like it a lot better. The second one, I don't think it bothered the third one because the second one was so bad. No, it had an alright story, but like the visuals really elevated, and you got to pay attention to mirrors.
That was really
surfaces and the way they shoot and stuff. And this movie, I thought they did a really good job.
Well, it's kind of weird because I finally saw, after all these years, I finally saw the original Candyman about like 2 weeks ago when I was on vacation, and I enjoyed it. This one, like I said, I like the approach, the visual style, the music. The acting was really good, and then the shadow puppets and stuff. But I didn't think it was as engaging, and it kind of dragged, and it didn't have... And the payoff was kind of neat, but it didn't have, like, I don't know, it didn't really... I don't know what... It just didn't really it just didn't have the right payoff and stuff like that for like Candyman or like a movie of this type. I liked it though. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Oh yeah, at least I'd say 7 out of 10. It's
definitely worth watching. Like I said, I saw the first one. I never saw Farewell to the Flesh or Day of the Dead.
Yeah,
the other one.
I don't think it bothered the third one because
I think that was straight to video. The second one played at Village Cinema. I actually was able to. I had a chance to see it, but I don't know. Somewhere in the original Candyman fell through the crack. I just wasn't able to see it.
Right.
But I finally saw it. Yeah. On Tubi TV, and I liked it. I liked that better than this one.
The sequel because you referenced the first one a lot.
I know.
And I haven't seen the second one in so long. I only watched it once because it sucked. So I don't know if there's references to the second. And I never saw the third, but it references the first one a lot. So it's now cool. How many years later? And it's a new Candyman story.
Yeah, I'm so used to being called a remake, but it is more of a sequel. It's not a remake, though.
Yeah, it's not a remake.
Yeah, so many people said, "Oh, the remake Candyman."
Yeah,
but it's a sequel, though.
I think they were going to, but if I remember correctly, it turned into a sequel. And now you have watched it. Yeah, it's an actual sequel.
Yeah, it is. It's
not a
remake. Sequel.
Because they reference the first one. They reference Virginia Madsen's character. And, so they reference the events in different parts of the movie. So it's kind of, and they expand upon the mythos of the Candyman a little bit. The second one did too, but it's such a god.
I'd never seen it. I like the title, Farewell to the Flesh. I like the title. And like I said, they had Day of the Dead, but that was straight to video. And then that was it for those movies,
right. Yeah, the second was so bad. Luckily, me and my buddy that I work with that passed away, we're the ones in the theater, and we're like war.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're like war. Oh, we went during like the afternoon, like Tuesday. Okay,
because
we both had Tuesdays off.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we're like ward off in the story on the Muppets, just like ripping the shit out of the movie.
Really?
And it's like they wanted every time you saw a black guy, you're supposed to jump and thinking it's Candyman.
Yeah.
It's like hey, there's blanket. Ah! You know, we're just like mocking the whole fucking.
Oh,
movie.
that's like me. I mean,
so terrible.
I remember going to see Ernest Scared Stupid on opening day. I was in the military in Fort Bragg. Went to the theater in the afternoon opening showing. I was the only one in the theater. I just like, yeah, let's go, Ernest, let's go. And so I was a little extra loud and obnoxious in there. I kept checking to see if anyone else was in the theater. No one else was. The only time I've been in a theater, I was alone. The only time was that movie.
Someone came in like during the end credits, I think, or something. So they weren't there earlier because we were looking around, making sure we weren't pissing off anybody. But oh my God, it was such a terrible movie. We just ripped the shit out of it.
See, I never seen it. Like I said, like I mean, I just like Candyman came out and it's like. Maybe just the sequels weren't really. I don't know. I just never saw the first one, but I finally saw it.
First one and this one are worth watching.
Yeah.
I never heard of the Bloody Mary legend, which the first one was based off of. It was based off of Clive Barker's short story, but only like the last, I don't know what it was, like 45 minutes of the first movie was the Clive Barker story. So what they did to make it into a feature film is they added the Bloody Mary story, but changed it to Candyman. See, but I never heard of Bloody Mary before that movie came out. Of course, after that, I started getting into urban legends and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I subscribed. There used to be, I don't know if the website's even around anymore, about.com, and I get like an email, just like a newsletter about like urban legends and stuff. Yeah, because it's funny because I went from that. And that's how I got to Mythbusters, because the original, I was flipping around cable, and the early days of Mythbusters, he actually brought in like an urban legend expert that would talk about an urban legend, and then they try to recreate that urban legend. I don't know how many, if she's just on the first season or maybe the first couple of seasons, and then they dropped her from it. You know, they changed people, except for the main two guys, and but that's how I got to Mythbusters, because of this all this urban legend stuff.
That's cool.
So watch the first one. Watch this once. Get the second, third.
Yeah, second, third one.
So this would technically be the fourth one.
Yeah. Well, it was cool enough. I mean, it was definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it for me and my buddy John. So until next time, please take care, my legion.